Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm sorry. Okay, Simon Chof, Sifches. So B'tainis Tzibur, Yesh B'Beis HaKnesses Sorosh Mitzanam Mashlimet. So if you have on a Tainis Tzibur, you have 10 people fasting, and they're being mashlim the fast. So then I'm Shir Tzibur Shabbos B'Mincha Anenu Kaidim Rufeinu. The Chazan says Anenu before Rufeinu Vim Tov V'Loy Amro. And if he made a mistake and he didn't say it, say in this car Kaidim Shamar As Hashem and Abracha Roifei Chaylei. If he remembers before he said Roifei Chaylei, meaning before the end of Roifei Chaylei, Baruch Hashem Roifei Chaylei Chayzev Amar Anenu Rufeinu. So then he goes back and he says Anenu and Rufeinu. Avodim Lo Niskar At Acha Shamar As Hashem. Then Goimer Habracha Roifei Chaylei Amo Yisrael. Goimer Anenu. So Shemei Tefillah where everybody else says it. Right? Now, meaning this is because, meaning the lechatchila is that the anenu should be a separate bracha. But if you forgot about it, so then he's got it. He does it like anybody else. And shemei tefillah kama yachid, like anybody, like a yachid. Mishchacha gam sham, and then he forgets it in Shema Kalenu. Oimra lachar siyama tefillah b'loy chasima. Then you say it at the end of the tefillah. That's going on for everybody, right? With and you don't say, obviously you don't end off with the bracha, because then that would be making an extra bracha. Okay, that's not something to get l'maisa. Test. Einar tefillah shmona esrei b'kol. What, you're not supposed to say shmona esrei out loud. Elam ken yesh, yeah, meaning chazaras hashatz. Ela im ken yesh l'chol hapachos shisha noshim. You need to have at least 6 men shehem roiv minyan shestalu atam. That you need roiv minyan that are davening now. Okay, so now this gets a little touchy because this is between Chassidim and the Litvish. Have it's like we know you need 6 people to daven, right? In order to do chazaras hashatz, take kaddish, you need at least 6 people davening, right? But like we said yesterday, don't confuse it that you only need 6 people to start chazaras hashatz. The chatchila you need 10. If you don't have 6 people davening now, then you don't say the Shemona Esrei. One person gets up, davens its own personal Shemona Esrei until Akela Kodesh. Kedusha, you could say Kedusha, garment Tfilas Belachash, and then he finishes the Shemona Esrei. The Chassidish Shtibelach, they do this. If a guy comes in and he missed Mincha, he missed a minyan, and there's not going to be a minyan for him. So he gets up and he says Chazaras Hashatz out loud. He says his own Shemona Esrei out loud, and then he says Kedusha, and everybody answers, and then like this, at least the guy gets in a Kedusha. So the shaila is it called Tefillah B'tzibur when you have only 6 people davening? So the Litvish don't like it. The Litvish hold, yes, you can say Baruch Hu, and you could say Chazaras Hashatz, but that's not called davening with a minyan, because the whole point of a minyan is that you're davening with 10 people. 10 people's tefillas are going up together, so then it's automatically accepted when you have 10 people davening. If you only have 6 people davening, so that's the case. That's not the case. But Chassidim hold it's a regular tefillah tzibur. So Chassidim are not really so makbid on the 6, on whether you should have 10. They are. Everybody has to be makbid on 6, but they're not so makbid that you should have 10. Fine. Obviously, lechatchila they want 10. Yud. Any place if the Yachid messes up, the same thing would be if the Shliach Tzibur messes up. If he makes a mistake, he has got to go back and daven again. Except for Shachas and Rosh Chodesh Cholamoyed, Shem Shakach v'lo yamar Yalav Yavai v'lo niskrachish tzigosoi. If the Chazan forgot Yalav Yavai, ein machzir nas, you don't make him go back. He b'shum tereach hatzibur samchina namashi yask b'tfilas mosav. Because with the Tircha de Tzibura, we're going to be silent that the Shliach Tzibur is going to mention it in Musaf, which we said a few days ago that the Kitzur's Shita is that you don't rely on the Musaf. Remember, we said if somebody forgets Yalav Yavai and Shachris and only remembers after Musaf, so the Kitzur held you still have to repeat, because we don't care that you mentioned it in Musaf. You didn't mention it in Shachris. Here, he's relying on those opinions. Let's say you're going to mention it because of the Tircha de Tzibura, so you're going to mention it in Musaf, so then that'll be enough. Just lost the place. Oh yeah, I will. At the end of Yud, I will nizkar. But if he remembers before he finishes Shemana Esrei, so Chayzel Ritzei, you go back to Ritzei just like anybody else who. This is a famous Tereach Tzibur. That's not such a Tereach Tzibur because how much time are you wasting by going back to Ritzei? There were quite a few questions this week. I don't know why that the people thought that the Chazan said the same Talmud instead of the same bracha, but not everybody was sure about it. So I don't know why this week this Shaila happened so many times. Okay, Yud Aleph. Chiyuv al adam lemer kedushim atzibur. It's a chiyuv on a person to say kedusha with the tzibur. V'gam amen shel achar kel hakodesh, and amen after the achar kel hakodesh v'shachar shemei tefila. V'gam kein chiyuv kamei kedusha. This is a halacha that many people are not aware of, and it could cause a lot of stress if you come late to davening. So meaning there's a chiyuv to answer amen to kel hakodesh and shemei tefila. Same thing with kaddish that the shliach tzibur says. Chiyuv hulanis aleim. It's a chiyuv to answer. You're chayiv to bow down with the tzibur. So therefore, if that's a chiyuv, right? So then lochein in misachar love the Beis HaKnesses pa'oivin she'eni yochel ispalim atzibur. If you came late to shul in a way that you're not able to daven with the minyan, right? So meaning you can't catch up, so that you can't catch up to them. Right? Meaning you come into my room in the middle of Shemana Esrei. So you jump in, even though you see some people are finished. If you're going to daven that Shemana Esrei and you're going to miss Kaddish, then you're not allowed to daven Shemana Esrei. Right? So l'cheinim nesachar lo with the Beis HaKnesses, ba'oivin she'eni yochel l'spalim atzibur, that you're not able to daven with the tzibur, u'muchruch l'spalim b'yechidus, and you're required to daven the yechidus. If obviously if it's not the end of Zman tefillah. You are not allowed to start Shemana Esrei if you're going to miss any of these things. So you wait until you answer all these things, then you daven Shemana Esrei. Right? So here what it's saying, basically, if you came late to shul, and you're in the middle of, let's say, Shema, when the tzibur starts Shemana Esrei, and you know that if you start Shemana Esrei, you're going to miss Kedusha, then you are not allowed to start Shemana Esrei. And then basically what it means is that you can't daven, because if you're going to wait till Kedusha, then you have to wait till Shemei Tefillah, unless you can daven really fast and finish your Shemana Esrei before Shemei Tefillah. Then you have to wait for Moedim. Then, unless you can daven Shemana Esrei before the Kaddish after Tachnun, you can't start then either, and then you're gonna miss the Kaddish after Uvaltziyah. So
what
basically,
about davening with the shots?
So basically, you gotta wait till after Aleinu. Now, if you could daven along with the Shliach Tzibur, is also because you're missing out the Amen of Shema Aleinu, and you're not gonna be able to answer Moedim. But however, there at least you're putter from saying it because you're saying it along with the Chazan. So maybe that's a heter. Point is unless you daven really fast, come on time to davening. That's the way out. But it seems like the people are not mocked on this. I'm not exactly sure. Why. Okay. Al Yam to Bengal Yisrael L'Tfilas Shemana Esrei. You cannot wait for between Gal Yisrael and Shemana Esrei because you're not allowed to be mafsik. Right? Because you have to be Saimach Kula L'Tfilah. For us, the last to be a name, and it's also the masik between them. You have to wait by Shira Chadasha. The problem is that we learned last week that you're not allowed to make a hefsek long enough in Shemana Esrei in Berchus Kriya Shema. If the hefsek is long enough that it would take to daven the whole Berchus Kriya Shema, then you have to start the whole Berchus Kriya Shema again. So basically, what you have to do is you have to say a sentence and then wait a couple minutes, then say another sentence, so that it doesn't end up being a long hefsek. Bottom line is, it's not worth it to come late, unless you don't know the halacha, and then it's no problem. Fine. Yud Beis Yachid ha'omed b'tfilas Shemana Esrei. Yachid davening Shemona Esrei, Messiah Machayim Esim, Omer Matzibur Kedusha Uvalatzia and Kedusha's Yaitzer. Right, so there's Kedusha there. I mean, if you're up to Shemona Esrei and they punked are up to Kedusha, should you answer? Eino Omer Imam Kodesh. You do not say Kodesh with them. Fisheina Kedusha Shavas because it's not the same level of Kedusha. Kedusha Chazar Sashad is much more chashiv. Avalim Matzibur Omer Kedusha's Musaf. But if they're saying Kedusha and Musaf, Abba Bishum Maspal Shachris, even though you daven Shachris, Aine Imam Kaddish, you answer with them Kaddish. The Chaim Behevach and saying the opposite. The Kedusha Shachris, Kedusha's Musaf Shavah saying they're all equal. So if you're davening Shachris and you hear Musaf Kedusha, you're allowed to. Although there are those that say that if it's Nusaf Sfard, then you then Keser maybe is different than Kedusha.
If you're davening Shemona Esrei and they chazan's up to Kedusha, what do you do?
If you're in the middle of Shemona Esrei,
yeah.
So you have to just sit quietly and have in mind that you're being yaitze with the shliach tzibur. That's basically you just sit quiet and do that.
Is Keser more or less than Kedusha?
Keser is more. Keser is more.
So if you daven even in the shul and you're in middle shachris and they're in middle musaf, then more to say it.
Yeah, I don't remember what they say, but I know that it's not as posh to say the keser. Some say keser is more chashuv. Okay, yeah, Simon Chaf Aleph. Din Mishal Ispal Heich Yashlimena. So how do you do tashlumen? So this unfortunately is a common shaila that gets asked, right? Which is that people forget Yal V'Yavai. Hopefully, I mean Thursday people are going to forget the saying Talamata, and you don't remember till the next tefillah. So you have to do a tashlumen. So what are the halachas of tashlumen? So Kvar Nisbar. If you miss man tefillah b'mezid, ain't like tashlumin, you don't have tashlumin. If you did it on purpose, there's no tashlumin. But if it's a shaygig, I mean it's beyond your control, or inus, let's say you're sick or something like that, so then I should talk about tefillah, or you made a mistake with something that you're supposed to go back and meaning like the Saint Alamot or Yalav you're able to finish it, you're able to make it up in the next tefillah. So she's called Davka Tefillah, she's mana. First you daven the first one you daven is let's say you missed mincha, so the first Shemona Esrei is Ma'ariv, and then the second Shemona Esrei is the makeup. Well, I said that Marshall. He says the Marshall. I said like Shekiyas man tefillas mincha yispal matchila tefillah l'shem mincha v'aymer tachnon. Right, this is how you do it. So you daven if you miss shachris, you daven mincha, say tachnon v'achakach b'yad omer ashrei, and then you say ashrei and mispal oish Shemona Esrei b'shvil shachris. Then you daven another Shemona Esrei b'shachris. If lo yispal mincha, and if you don't daven mincha, as yispal tefillah arbis, first you daven ma'ariv.
I don't know.
And then you wait enough time to walk Dalit Amas.
Yeah.
A few seconds. Then you don't say Ashrei. You daven Shemona Esrei for mincha. Then lo yispal arbis, and if you didn't daven ma'ariv, azay la'achat tefillah shachris yomer tachnon ve'ashrei. Yispal tefillah Shemona Esrei l'shem arbis. So after Ashrei, then you daven Shemona Esrei ve'achakach yomer lamnatzeh u'volatzien. Meaning we want Ashrei, the same way Ashrei, we say Ashrei before Musaf. So you also say Ashrei in between the Shemona Esrei. But also le'lechol yispal gam tefillah zu shi l'shem arbis. And it's also to eat. Right? Meaning normally you're not allowed to eat before Shachris. So if you have to do tashlumin, if you do tashlumin, so then you can't eat. Right? You're supposed to daven the second one too, and then you could eat. If you didn't daven when you had the time to daven, because you thought you had time. This is a common question. People said, "Oh, I remember that I had to daven mincha, Then I got busy, and then I turned around, and it was after Shkia. So is that called an Einis, or is that called a Mazid? Right? So you thought you had more time, but you thought you had time to finish whatever that you were busy with. And then the time passed. Or somebody's just busy with potential loss. Right? They can't hit Zman HaTfilah, and because of that, he missed Zman Tfilah. Afal Gav, the Osir Lahaver, Zman Tfilah B'Shem Hefsid moment. Even though normally you cannot say, "Oh, I'm going to lose money, therefore I'm just not going to daven today." That's not allowed. Kamaka Mikri Einis. If you did it, you're not called a maze. It is a big musar. I think it's a big musar and halach. Earning a living, you're not. It doesn't come before davening. But if you got caught up in earning your living, then you're called an einis. If somebody was drunk, he wasn't able to daven, he's considered an einis. Even though he began drinking when he should have davened mincha, meaning on Purim. Right, so the responsible thing to do is daven mincha, and then you daven. Right, but here he didn't do that. He's still considered einus. I can't say I understand why that is. I imagine if somebody asked me this shayla myself, I would say that you're what kind of einus? Who asked you to drink? Right. So, but alas, that's not the halacha, and the person is considered an einus. Okay, I'm sorry for the delay. Everybody should have a fine night.
Have a safe trip.